Hey guys, welcome to the Mr. Maple Show. We're here at the Memorial Day open house, and I've got a special guest with me. I've got bearded Bonsai. I might work on it. I gotta get my numbers up here on the beard to qualify. But
let it go. Give us a miracle grow and let it go.
We're gonna talk about his top 5 favorite Japanese maples, maybe of the day, maybe all time. We won't make you commit too much.
It's hard. It's very hard to narrow them down. Very hard. They change daily, weekly.
How long you been collecting Japanese maples?
I'm fairly new to it, I guess. Probably, I'll say 2 years.
Yeah. How long has the bonsai thing been going on for you?
3 to 4.
Yeah?
3 to 4. Started, the bonsai road is what brought me here.
Yeah.
So junipers, pines, elms, things like that. And then the maple bug bit me.
Oh, I get it.
I got one and then I had 30. Like,
right.
They're addicting. They're addicting. I love them.
Number 5. So we'll get into it. Number 5. What's your top 5?
Number 5. We'll go summer gold.
Ah, great choice. You know Tim's gonna break out and he's gonna fall out of the trees here and do the yellow dance. I don't pull it off too well. Great selection. You know we talk about that one a lot here on our channel.
Yep.
It gets in a lot of people's top 5s for good reason. I mean,
yeah.
How's it performing for you in your garden?
It's great. It's a beautiful tree. I love the leaf shape.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of smaller leaves, but the main reason I love it is the color.
Mm-hmm.
That bright yellow, that bright gold. I like trees kind of that make impacts.
Yeah.
So there's a kind of like a sea of reds, a sea of greens, and I like them all, but the ones that just pop, they automatically draw your eye to it, are my favorites, and summer gold definitely does that.
Really brightens up a collection. I mean, it makes everything look brighter when you have some yellow in the garden. And hey, great choice. I mean, it's from Girardelli Nursery in Italy.
Yeah.
Well, it's been around for a little bit, but I love it. I'm a huge fan of what it does in the garden. Surprisingly sun tolerant. I mean, it can handle a good bit of sun. One of the few yellows that kind of creeps into that more high heat category.
Yep.
Number 4. All right, number 4.
Number 4, Taki Nogawa. Huge fan of Japonicums.
Literally.
Literally. But yeah, I love the leaf shape. Japonicum and Shirasalnum, just that circular shape, and so many of them look the way they're layered out as they grow. Like those leaves almost look like they're placed there individually. It's just like this perfect, rather than some, kind of are just like bunched up. I just love that look, and I love Taki like in the spring. Yeah. Because the leaves get that deep green, but then the new growth has that bright orange to red. That on top of that green, I love it. I'm a huge fan of that shape.
It reminds me a lot of kind of the species a little bit that you see growing in like the mountains in Japan.
Yeah.
Like they got that rounded look to them. I mean, it's got its own selection for sure, but it just got something that reminds me of the native Acer Japonicum a lot. I love.
Yeah.
And it's got phenomenal fall colors too. I mean, it's not uncommon to get yellows, reds, and oranges all on the same leaf going on with Taki Nogawa. So it brings a ton of color. I can see how it made your list.
I can't wait to see it in the fall.
3.
No. 3.
All right, guys. Number 3.
Number 3, Naka Komodo Weeping. Absolutely love that tree. My favorite trees of any type are the gnarly, wild, kind of bent ones. If you haven't seen Matt's video about that original national treasure tree in Japan, go check that out. 400 to 600 years old.
Yeah, there was some different stuff on it. Like conservatively, some things said 400.
Yeah.
Some things said 600. So conservatively, at least 400.
Yep.
But I mean, some things date back to 600 years on that. The stakes say 200 years old.
It's
so
amazing.
It was big enough to get those big stakes in it 200 years ago.
Amazing. Just that kind of thing, that tree especially. Of course, I have not been there, but it puts me in awe.
Oh, it's cool to stand around something like that. You start thinking about how old America is. You start thinking about like 400-year-old plant.
And it's older than that.
Oh, it's crazy. Like, it was in the Fukushima prefecture too, which is where a lot of the tsunami and things happen.
Yeah.
So you think about how long this has been there through time.
Yeah,
and
how
it's
much
just still
longer
there.
it's just still going.
Incredible pick.
Amazing.
Yeah, huge fan of that one, and good choice.
Thank you.
Does really well in sun. I mean, I'm a big fan of it for heat tolerance, but it's a great candidate for container.
Yep.
I often show people ones, and I'm like, well, if you plant this in 400 years, it can look just like
what
that.
I look like.
I also use it as an example sometimes for people because they'll say, what's the max size this will ever get? And I'm like, the honest answer is, as long as it's leafing out, it's going to grow.
Yeah.
So every year it's going to grow a little bit.
Yeah.
So we always try to give time frames for the most honest answer, because a healthy tree should outlive us all.
Yeah. 400 years, I probably won't be here, sadly enough.
I don't think I'm making it 400.
Oh, I will say one more thing about that one. The leaves.
Yeah.
The new growth, very bright.
Yeah.
Very pretty. Feel like that's kind of a forgotten feature.
You can get some like flashes of kind of apricot over top of some of the green sometimes on that. It really flushes nice,
Super nice, yeah.
Number two. All right, guys, number two.
Number two, I'll lead into it. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
B.
Bihu.
There it is.
Got me. My daughter's going to love this episode.
Got him. So yeah, Bihu. I love all the coral barks, but I've got to say, I don't have them all.
Yeah.
But as of right now, Bihu is my favorite. Just that, the fact that you can have a tree with a yellow, bright yellow trunk and branches, it's like a cartoon or Dr. Seuss come to life. Like the thing is, it is beautiful. It's got nice, perfect small little palmate leaves. The fall, it turns yellow. The branches turn yellow. Tim and I are on the same page.
That's my favorite time for it. When it's in fall color, I just want to go stand all around it, because it's like too much yellow. Like it's
amazing.
Like the max amount of yellow you can get. But I mean, it's nice in the winter when everything else is kind of drab and going on. That one's one you want to site it correctly. Really good drainage is important, and typically works more 6 through 9 than 5. So I normally avoid that one in zone 5, but good plant for sure.
Yeah, and that one I actually have potted. So drainage is definitely good on it. And then in the winter, I do kind of shield the pot a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I'm 6B in Cincinnati. So, but it's doing great for me in that area.
Same as here. We're 6B here as well.
Okay.
So,
yeah. So
that's a great area.
Yeah. I love the winter interest. It's wild to look out and see that when everything else is just kind of drab.
Number one.
Number one.
Great list going on here. Let's do it. Number one.
Number one, Jordan.
You got the yellows, man.
I gotta admit, I'm a fan of the yellows. I'm not gonna do the dance, I'll leave that to Tim, but I do love the yellows. Jordan, again, it draws you to it. That color, I think you call it the highlighter tree, or your wife did.
Yeah, she always called it the neon tree.
That's accurate description, like anything around it, the deeper the green, the better, but, or reds. Like it jumps out.
It's almost, you do need a little late day shade on it sometimes, but it gets this cool bleached out quality in heavy sun where it almost gets like a glowing
and that's how I have it right now. Absolutely. Yeah, especially, and then in the spring, the new growth, it's like pure yellow, like actual
it's intense.
Yellow.
It's like you really got to prepare people for this one. It's too shocking for out the gate. I like too when it seeds, you kind of get some like pink samaras over top of it. So when it starts to seed, you get this kind of little bouquet over top of the yellow, and great fall color too. I mean, orangey reds in the fall as well.
Yeah, and those seeds pop out against those leaves, so it's even more of that. I love it. Contrast. I love contrast, and that thing paired next to nearly anything.
So Acer, Shearer, Solomon, Jordan, better than LeBron?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So we got your top 5 here. We really appreciate you being on here. I know he watches a lot of them. Definitely join those live chats, guys. There's a lot of interesting people. We love getting some of the guys in the live chats here so you can see them firsthand and put a face with a name.
So much fun. You got to get out of here.
We really appreciate it, guys. Make sure to be tuning in every time we air videos. You can ring the bell to get notified. We're always adding new stuff, and we're always bringing new plants. And we really appreciate everybody turning out here for the open house. We've had a huge turnout today, and
it's great. Thanks for putting it on.
It's so much fun just to get to put a face with everything and see everybody. So
it's a blast.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Take care. God bless, and have a great day. She's like, I got a good one for you. And we're like, what is it? She's like, knock, knock. And we're like, who's there? She's like, poo poo tinkle. And then she just dies laughing like that was the greatest. Like, no poo poo tinkle who, no nothing else. Just scream poo poo tinkle, and that's like,
Rodney Dangerfield style.
It kills. Like our 6-year-old and our 1-year-old are all on the ground rolling. Nothing I said was funny. They're like, that's the best joke ever.
That's amazing.
Knock, knock, who's there? Poo poo tinkle.